I'm at Stecker Machine Tool with my friend Mike. Mike is from JTEKT. We're standing in front of a crazy machine, multiple pallets. That whole thing over there is full of pallets. We've got a giant tool changer matrix over here. Mike, can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on here?
Sure. So this is a large pallet automation system. We call them flexible manufacturing systems. About 15 years ago, Stecker made this investment. So it's been a workhorse for them for a decade and a half. It's got two 630 millimeter horizontal machining centers on it,
Okay.
connected to 28 pallets. Very large tool capacity, as you can see, hundreds of tools available.
Yeah.
So back when they made the original purchase, they had a long-term partnership with their customer who was consistently giving them a real high mix of low volume work,
Okay.
1Z, 2Z type pieces. However, the parts are tight tolerance and the setup times were significantly longer than the actual cutting time.
So that's got to make that job really expensive to set up on your standard vertical or horizontal center then.
So right, while Stecker has very talented machinists, they would be consistently taking fixtures on, taking them off, indicating things in.
Yeah.
They were only seeing maybe 30% true spindle utilization in their standalone machining centers.
That's not great.
No, and so they were looking for a way to improve the efficiency that they were getting on this potential part mix. So when we look at the pallet system, they took all 28 different part numbers that their customer was sending to them, and they have all of the fixtures resident in the system. All of the tools are resident in the system with redundant tools in the magazines that the machines monitor. And so this way, on demand, when their customer says, I need 1 of this, 3 of this, 5 of this, they can immediately run it, 0 setup time. And so depending on the availability of castings, you can see true spindle utilization over 95%. In systems like this where you're only getting 30%.
Yeah, so it's 3 times the productivity, making a real difference on that high mix, low volume that's becoming fairly common out there, with people doing just-in-time inventory. So a solution like this can make a big difference for manufacturers out there, as well as it's made a big difference for the team here at SMC.
Yeah, and the great thing is they're able to run this with 1 skilled operator per shift, although it has 2 machines and all of the tools. The automation also takes him away from spending all of his time setting up and indicating in, and they can use it for other quality checks. I mentioned their tight tolerance, so he could be periodically inspecting bores or taking a mic and checking critical features on a part, or because of the large capacity tool magazine, a big piece of it is just feeding the beast with castings, inserts, so that it's always able to run. That in turn then, not only are you getting better spindle utilization, but you're getting greatly enhanced quality outcomes by not having to constantly reset up a fixture, re-indicate parts in. Everything's much more repeatable. Operator's quality of life is also a lot better. He's focusing more on actual manufacturing and, like I said, quality outcomes than just like load, unload, load, unload, load, unload.
Yeah, so he gets to focus on the things that make his job a little more interesting, keeping the quality, keeping all of that running in check, making sure the machine is fed instead of all of the other stuff all the time and all the frustrations that would have been there on the constant setup, hamster wheel that they were on before.
Exactly, and so Stecker Machine Company, they do a lot of high volume work of dedicated part numbers, different than what we were just describing here for automotive, agriculture, many different types of industries like that. These become an excellent partner to that in some cases where when you have a partnership like that, if you do a lot of service parts work for them, where they're supporting a fleet of maybe, an OEM machinery. To make up an example, talking about their customers, say they have a customer that makes bulldozers and they have service parts for these bulldozers that they need, hey, I need 1 of this, 2 of this, 3 of this. You can keep that type of work all set up in here. Alternatively, aerospace is another industry that's investing a lot into this. Where, you might only build 25 giant commercial airliners in a year, but in each of those airliners, you need 3,000 different pieces. So 3,000 part numbers, 20 times, that's hard to do production on. These pallet systems can be excellent resources to assist in that. Because all of the fixtures are set up, they also meet a lot of PPAP or first article quality requirements without having to reset up. So lots of efficiency gains with these. So obviously Stecker's been using it for 15 years, still running strong in production right now.
Yeah, well, and it's not new to the industry, but it is something that brings a lot of value, keeping the quality there, keeping the setup reduction in place, keeping that focus, like you said, when you're supporting that low volume, high mix environment, to get it all done, to support a fleet, And all of those savings tie into something that's really near and dear into my heart, which is bringing more manufacturing back to North America. And one of the ways we do that is by cutting out that high dollar time of those setups, that low spindle optimization. And this solution seems to fix a lot of that. Thanks, Mike.
Sure, and I mean, one of the biggest challenges we have with nearshoring and onshoring is, of course, it's tough to find skilled labor in America and factories these days.
Yeah.
We're all fighting that challenge. And so when you have a system like this, you can really multiply the productivity, whether it's through pallet automation or robotics. One of the nice things with our product line, we build our own pallet systems. It's an OEM product,
Okay.
so it's natively supported with us. We also have robotics division, so whether it's low volume, high mix,
Yeah.
or high volume, low mix, either way, we've got you covered.
Yeah.
And that way, you can get a solution like this, take the one skilled operator you have, multiply him out across multiple spindles, and then also, because their quality of life running this type of equipment can be enhanced,
Yeah.
you can often retain better, recruit better. It's a more attractive thing to say, you know, I'm an automation cell attendant than
Yeah.
just I'm a machine operator.
Exactly.
Of course, no disrespect to machine operators. We've got tons of them here as well.
Yeah.
But it does become a bit of an aspirational thing at a lot of our customers. And so I love this type of equipment. I could talk about the automation all day. It's such an enhancement. And, you know, a lot of this you won't find in a Chinese factory or overseas. And so that is also really helping us bring it back.
Well, and there's a whole host of benefits to having the work here. I mean, it's quicker to get shipping times, quicker to get that quality feedback, easier to deal with, all of that. And it's your passion is evident, Mike, and all the support you bring here. So thank you and the team at JTEKT and all of that's made available.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Awesome.
Yep,
Thanks.
sounds good.